Since its inception, the foundation has been blessed with outstanding leaders: Gene Hennessy, Bill Hart, and Lou Feldstein. Each the right person at the right time to lead the foundation during critical stages of its evolution. With Lou's retirement last summer, we took stock of ourselves as we sought our next leader. I was honored to serve as chair of that search committee, and we solicited input from staff, directors, donors, regional advisory boards, community and government leaders, over 300 people who had a stake in this foundation's future. With a national search firm, we interviewed a strong group of candidates and recommended to the board the appointment of Dick Ober as our next president. Dick assumed his position last July and has spent these past months doing more listening as he's traveled throughout our state. These conversations have been the start of a comprehensive strategic planning process that will unfold during 2011 and 12. It will build upon the foundation's legacy of trust and community service. So we welcome the Dick Ober era in our foundation's history. I have had the honor of serving on the foundation board for 9 years. It has been a wonderful opportunity to work with a dedicated staff to help to facilitate the dreams of donors and the aspirations of our many nonprofit organizations working together, often with state agencies, to make New Hampshire a better place. And I thank all of you for this privilege. So in my last official act as outgoing board chair, I will now introduce the business portion of our meeting, starting with the nominating committee report. Before we hear from our speakers, I'd like you to know that the nominating committee is comprised of the current chairs of the regional advisory boards, the chair of the board of directors, and our foundation's president. The nominating committee is led by one of our regional board chairs, and this year's chair was Joe Riley, who's chair of the Manchester Region Advisory Board. I invite Joe and Helen Giles-G, who is vice chair of the board of directors, to the podium. And thank you all for your support of this foundation.
Well, what an outstanding group, and certainly an impressive number of folks and leaders from communities around our great state. So thank you all for taking valuable time to be here tonight. The Foundation's shared governance is demonstrated by our nominating process, as well as our regional system, including hundreds of volunteers. With the creation of the Capital Region, the Foundation now has 8 regional advisory boards. Our regional system started over 25 years ago in the Portsmouth area. New Hampshire is considered to be the grandfather of this approach, which is now being used by many community foundations around the country to build community philanthropy. In 2010, the North Country celebrated its 25th anniversary, while Manchester celebrated its 10th. Each year, there are a number of awards throughout the regional system to recognize both the efforts and the accomplishments of local community leaders, many of whom are in this room tonight. Would all the award winners please stand as we read your names, and we ask that you please hold your applause until we're completed. From the Lakes region, Carol Pierce, Community Leadership Award. From the Nashua region, Rob Prunier, Emerging Leader Award. Mariette Fox, Humanitarian Award. And from the Piscataqua region, Gail Spain, Artist Advancement Grant.
From the Monadnock region, John Chick Colony III, Lifetime of Service Award. Bonnie Hudspeth, Emerging Leader Award. Joanne Matthews, Community Service Award. John Vance, Community Leadership Award. From the Upper Valley, Ryan and Allie Quinn, Lilla McLean Bradley Award. You may applaud.
Congratulations to everyone. This year, as Jim mentioned, I was honored to be the chairman for the nominating committee. And before I read the report, I'd like to ask for all the regional advisory board chairs who are here to please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And lastly, before we have the report, would all present and past regional advisory board members please stand and also be recognized? Quite a group. Thank you for your dedicated service. It is now my pleasure to announce the election of two new directors, Matt Pearson of Bedford and Mill Duncan of Newcastle, and the renomination of Jesse Devitt and Helen Giles G.
Thank you. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I wish to acknowledge the important role of the regional advisory boards in carrying out the Foundation's mission and connecting the Foundation to the communities we serve. Your work is key to the success of this Foundation, and the Board greatly appreciates all your efforts. Now I am pleased to announce our newly elected board officers. I am honored to continue serving as Vice Chair. Jesse Devitt continues as Treasurer. Anu Mullican will be Secretary of the Board, and Peter Berg has been elected our new Board Chair. And I'd like to take a little time to say a little bit about Peter. I've now been on the board with him for a little bit of time, and Peter knows the Foundation well and has served in multiple roles over many years. He has served on the board for 3 years. He served as head of the Fiscal Policy Committee and was a statewide member of the search committee of our new president, and was former chair of the Piscataway Regional Advisory Board. Also valuing this foundation, Peter and his wife, Janet Prince, are donors and have a fund at the foundation. Peter, please come up and join us and continue this evening's program.